What's up? What's up? What's up? Did y'all miss me last week from TGIW because I did not have a video? I'm your girl, Pastor Courage Molina of Bold Faith Community Church, and this is TGIW. I am number 2 in the lineup. If you don't know about TGIW, then you definitely want to check the description so you find out about all the great videos. The CEO. This is live streaming, so I won't be editing. Yeah. So my CEO squad, that's who does the TGIW. Amber is on first, and then myself, followed by A&O, followed by Olivia Hayward. So you can check out their channels and be sure to subscribe to them. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. This is just a great place if you are a woman of faith and you want to get a good word from the Lord, or you want to be encouraged, if you want to become bolder, more confident, and courageous enough to be who God has called you to be, do what He's called you to do, and take possession of everything He said you can have. This is the channel for you. We live stream church on Saturday morning. Yes, Saturday morning. We live stream church on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. EST. And then on Wednesday, here I am with TGIW with some type of lesson or something for you. Okay. So let's get into it. So I wasn't here last week, Wednesday, because we had our first retreat. The church had its first retreat. Not a virtual retreat, a real one. I mean, I don't mean to imply that virtual retreats are not real. I mean an in-person retreat. That's what I mean. We were in person, all under the same roof. Super exciting. Women came from all over together to be poured into, to connect. It was absolutely amazing. And so when it was time for us to have these videos up, I was like, I'm not doing a video. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm doing a video. I'm not doing a video, right? But what I want to share with you today are 5 lessons from my retreat, from the first retreat. So I did this first retreat. We did this first retreat. And there are just some lessons that I want to share. There are 5 lessons that I want to share with you. I got my notes right here. And so I don't have them up. They're not going to be popping up on the screen. So if you're watching, you're going to have to take notes. Okay. Number 1, jumping in head first leads to problems, but it gets the job done. Okay. That's lesson number 1. Jumping in head first does lead to problems, but it gets the job done. So I don't know if you guys know this. I went to a retreat. Shout out to Saved in the City. I went to retreat back in April. The retreat was so amazing. It changed my life, transformed me. I came back a new woman, doing all these different things for the church. And I've been wanting to do a retreat. I've been thinking about it, kind of planning it, looking at how I could do it and all of these things. But when I came back from that retreat, I was like, bump it. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to wait until everything is lined up perfect. I'm just going to do it. And so I jumped in head first. And if the retreat that I went to was at the end of April, I think that we opened up registration for our first retreat in June of this year, and then we had it in September. So June, July, August, September. So within like 3 to 4 months, it went from idea to we are actually in the same building. So I jumped in head first, and there were lots of things, lots of problems. There are lots of problems. But guess what? Even though there were lots of problems, things that I didn't know or I didn't consider, I didn't have the time to consider, choices that I made because I had a short amount of time, guess what? Still got the job done. Even I got a couple bruises or whatever as a result of it. Like, okay, that's cool. But I still was able to be in a space with 27 other women and to create an environment where they could have an in-person experience and encounter with God, where they could be poured into, where they could be challenged, where they could come and have their faith ignited. So I might have had some hurdles and some additional challenges, but at the end of the day, it did what I wanted it to do, right? Which, the purpose of doing the retreat wasn't so that I could have a perfect experience. It wasn't so that I could have a perfect journey. The purpose of doing the retreat is so that there would be impact for the women I was called to serve. so there could be transformation, so people could get free from the things that are keeping them. Women could get free from the things that are keeping them from leveling up in their faith or in their marriage or in their business and their money, whatever, so that women would be inspired and encouraged and equipped to do the next thing, and we could solidify our relationship and community with one another as we had a personal encounter with Christ. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, there were a lot of problems, but still got the job done. So it was worth it. The point I'm saying to you is, don't keep putting things off waiting for them to be perfect. Don't over plan and call it, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't keep planning and planning and planning. This is really like a form of procrastination. Don't keep putting things off. Don't keep giving yourself grace to do something that you've been wanting to do, that God has placed it on your heart to do, because you don't have all your ducks in a row. I mean, do the best you can with what you got, but you can jump in head first. It's fine. Number two, y'all ready for number two? Number two, taking the easy way actually works. Taking the easy route, actually, that is lesson number two. Taking the easy way actually works. I don't know about you, but sometimes I make things a little bit more difficult. I feel like y'all are so close to me. I make things just a little more difficult than they have to be. Like, girl, everything ain't got to be that hard. Everything don't have to be hard. Everything ain't got to be all of that. Sometimes you can choose the easy route. Now, sometimes, and listen, miss me, there is this idea that we have that if it's easy, then it's out of integrity, or we've shortcutted something, or like we didn't do it the right way or something. There is this implication that if we take the easy way, then we haven't worked as hard. First of all, you haven't worked as hard if you took the easy way. Two, who say everything got to be so dang hard? Everything doesn't have to be hard. You don't always have to do things the hard way. Sometimes you can choose to do things the easy way. Why do I say that? I wanted to do a retreat, but I wanted to do it in a house, not in the house, not in my house. I wanted to rent a home, like maybe on the lake or out in the mountains, right? And I wanted it to be like lush, and I wanted all of these things. But do you know what? In order for you to promote and sell spots for a retreat, or really any event, you really need to secure the location. And the cost of securing a home, the type of home that I was looking at anyway, was like 15 grand. So I needed 15, which the church do not have $15,000. Anybody who wants to write the church a check, feel free. Bold Faith Community Church. You can send it to us. You can go, let me put this up here in case somebody want to give us $15,000. If you want to give us $15,000 so that we can rent a home, you can certainly do that. But the church did not have $15,000. Okay. And so it was like, should I get a line of credit? Can I do this? If I get the line of credit, then I have to sell so many tickets. And if I don't sell all these tickets, then I'm not going to be able to cover the line of credit. Then the church is going to be on the hook for that. Like, I really wanted to do it in a house, but the retreat that I went to in April, it wasn't in a house. It was at a hotel. And guess what? I got a breakthrough at a hotel. Okay. So that means that you could do it the easy way. And the easy way was for me to choose a hotel that was local. It only cost us $1,000 to reserve the space. That's it. That's a huge difference. A huge difference. I don't have my phone over here, else I would do the calculation and let you know what the percentage is. Right? It's a huge difference. It's less than 10%, right? Less than 10% difference in order to secure the space. So, taking the easy way works. So we were able to get the hotel. I was able to find a place. I was able to secure a place, which was very important. It was important because why? Because of lesson number one, because I jumped in head first. I wasn't putting it off. I wasn't trying to do a retreat for the next year. I didn't come back from a retreat and think, oh, I'm going to do it next year. I was like, no, when can I do it? The summer's too soon. I'm not really trying to do a retreat with other people in December. I'm not trying to host a retreat or anything like that. So it was like, I needed things to move quickly. I needed them to be easy. And so sometimes you can't jump head first because you want to do things the hard way. And it's impossible to get things moving, to execute, to take action. It's difficult to do that when you're trying to make it like you're doing it the hard way. So that's lesson number two. Take the easy way. It actually works. Number three, Tres. I know I have up 6 fingers, but number 3, tres. Something is going to go wrong. Okay? That is a lesson. That's not a brand new lesson from the retreat. I've done live events before. This is the church's first retreat. I've done a conference. I did my first and my last actually conference was in January of 2020. Before that, I used to do monthly cupcakes and conversations. We did events, we did networking events, workshop, live events, and I'm going to tell you what I already know. I've also led sessions at somebody else's retreat. I have co-hosted retreats before, and I am telling you, I already knew this before my own retreat, but it was definitely confirmed. It was definitely confirmed, and I got a reminder that something is going to go wrong. Listen. Now, as far as the attendees were concerned, if I were not as transparent as I am, they wouldn't have known that anything went wrong at all because the Lord worked it out. But here at Bold Faith Community Church, especially if you're watching the channel, you are probably an entrepreneur or you are a leader of some kind. And so you yourself will be hosting an event, hosting a retreat. You're going to be doing something. The dog's about to start barking. You're going to be doing something so that you're going to be doing something, live, something that's going to require for you to have all these moving parts. And I want you to know, I don't want you to come to my event and think, oh my goodness, Courage's event was so perfect, nothing went wrong. And so now you feel like you're not the right person to do events. No, girl, something is going to go wrong. Something is going to go wrong. Something going to go wrong. Okay? Something is going to go. That's just how it is, right? Something's going to go wrong. And so you just got to prepare for that. But I'm telling you that ahead of time so that you don't count yourself out of whatever it is that you're trying to do because things start to go wrong for you. So number 3, something is going to go wrong. Number 4, prayer is required. Okay? Prayer is a requirement. You should start praying about it way more seriously and way earlier on than I did. I prayed about it. I prayed about having it, but it wasn't until things got really crazy, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the retreat, that I started praying about the retreat, the smoothness of the retreat, the outcome of the retreat. Like I started saturating every aspect. I was praying throughout the day. Every time I had to do something with it, every time I had to look at the budget, every time I had to look at the balance in the account, I was praying. Prayer is required. If I had increased my prayer from the beginning, things probably still would have gone wrong, but I was way calmer at the retreat when things were falling apart than I was earlier on, like when I was planning the retreat and things weren't going well. I was way more upset about some of the bumps and challenges that we had, like maybe 1 month after deciding we were going to do the retreat. So it was really early on. It was like a couple weeks after we booked the hotel that something went wrong, and my emotions and how I felt and I was attacked and all of these things was through the roof. Then during the retreat, because I increased my prayer, I was probably praying 10 times more a day by the time we got closer to the retreat. Stuff was going wrong, credit card being overcharged, stuff not where it's supposed to be, had no record of us. All of this stuff was just going, and I was just as cool as a cucumber. You hear me? I was just as cool as a cucumber. It was prayer, baby. Prayer is required. Number 5, do you, not them, if you want to have impact. Okay? Do you, not them, if you want to have impact. What am I saying? If you're doing a retreat or if you're doing a conference, it means, or workshop, it means that you have an audience who is attracted to you, who likes you, who knows you, who trusts you. But at the same time, it also means that you probably follow somebody who's in your industry, you've been somewhere. And so you are comparing what you're going to do to what you've experienced. You are thinking about how they did it and how you need to do it. Baby, the lesson that I learned is to do you, not them. if you want to have impact. And the reason I'm saying if you want to have impact is because they can do them because their people are assigned to them. So then they can get the impact that they need to have, right? Your people are assigned to you. God wants you to do it like you because their impact, their breakthrough, their blessing, their whatever is attached to you and you delivering it the way that he has created you to, if that makes any sense at all. So if you want to have great impact, do your YouTube channel like you, do your podcast like you. Don't be trying to do it like them. Every time I watch a sermon or I listen to someone speak, I always like feel a way about the way that I speak or the way that I teach. I do, and I am able to speak proper English. I'm highly educated, so I do know how to speak proper English. However, when I am excited or I get in my space or I feel like I'm with my people, I kind of change it up. I use like urban vernacular, right? I use rap, I sing, I act silly. Like that is just my personality. But sometimes when I watch other people, they seem so much more serious than me. And so I think to myself, like, maybe somebody's taking, like, maybe more people would take me seriously or take me more seriously if I look like that, sound like that, did it like that. No, but you know what? My people love me. Okay? They like me just the way I am. And so that's also true for you. Don't try and do it like them. Do it like yourself. And if they don't rock with you, they're not for you. They're not your people. I watched this sermon the other day by Bishop T.D. Jakes. It's called Insights of Influence. First of all, I watched it 3 or 4 times already. It's part 1. It is absolutely, you need to watch it. Okay. But he was talking about how, you know, your influence is attached to your audience. Your influence is attached to your audience. So you're going to have influence over the people who have been assigned to you. So you can show up like yourself. And other people may not like it, or other people may not be doing it like you're doing it, but they have their own people that have been assigned to them. So I want to tell you, do you, not them, if you want impact. And that's something that I thought of while I resisted it. Let me just say that, let me be clear here. If you attended the retreat, I resisted the urge to change it up and do it like them, whatever that means, like whoever they are, these people who in our minds are immediately better, more influential, greater impact, more successful than us, like those people, whoever they are, right? I resisted that urge and I showed up as myself. My team showed up as themselves, the speakers, like everybody just showed up as themselves. And guess what? Impact was had. Influence, impact, you know, transformation, all of those things happened. And I know I said 5, but I got a bonus for you. Bonus, 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 bonus. You just got a bonus. Do y'all know what show that comes from? You just got a bonus. No, it's really not bonus. It's we just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Anyway, I digress. We just got a bonus. Here is your bonus. You want to rest, reflect, and respond. After your event, whether it's a retreat or conference, you want to rest way more than you think. Okay. So you're going to plan your retreat. You're going to plan your conference. And if you have a little bit of sense, then you're going to create like maybe 1 buffer day before you have to get back to work. If you ain't got no sense at all, then you're probably going to be planning to go to work as soon as you get back from your retreat or your conference. Don't do it. Okay. If you got a little bit of sense, then you probably got a day. Well, I have a little bit of sense, so I got a day. Let me tell you something. That's not enough. You need way more rest than that, especially if it is, if you are pouring out, right? If you are teaching something that doesn't require you to pour out, I don't really know what that is. I don't want to give any suggestions because I don't want anybody emailing me saying, well, actually, when I teach that, I am pouring out. Okay. But if you understand what I'm saying when I say you are pouring out, you are emptying yourself, you are, you know, pouring out to these people that you've been called to serve or whatever, it requires a different level of rest. So let's say, okay, here, for example, let's say that you're on the staff or you're a guest speaker for one of the days or you're a volunteer, right? You are not necessarily pouring out, right? You're just kind of showing up to set up or do the work or hug or give people a tissue or something, right? Cool. You need rest days, 2 or 3 rest days. If you are pouring out because you're a speaker, you need 2 or 3 days plus an additional day for all the days and or sessions that you poured out. You just need so much more rest than you realize. And if you give yourself that time to rest, then you won't get like, you won't be backed up with work. You won't be any of those things. Honestly, I thought Monday was going to be great because Sunday is when we ended the retreat. I thought, okay, Monday's going to be great. We're going to have brunch. Me with and all the women, the amazing women who volunteered, we're going to have brunch and that's going to be great. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to be able to relax and I'm going to go to bed early. And then the next day I'll be ready to go to work. That's why I didn't have a Wednesday video. That's why I was crazy. Okay. Crazy. Want to rest. In that resting time, you want to reflect. You want to reflect over all the experiences. You want to reflect over all the lessons from the time that you started planning this event, retreat, conference, workshop, whatever, through the end. And you want to reflect, objectively. You want to look at the facts and not just your feelings. You want to look at the overall outcome. Did you actually accomplish what you wanted to accomplish? What did success look like to you? Were you successful? What are some things you can do next time? But not just that as it relates to the event. You also want to kind of you actually want to check yourself out a little bit, reflect on you as a person. I am now a woman who has organized and led a retreat. Is that something I thought I could do? What is that? How does that make me feel about myself? What was my experience? What is my takeaway? Because when you reflect that way, you allow yourself the space to respond right at a new level. Who you are going into organizing a retreat or a conference is not who you are coming outside of it. I know the women who attend or the people who attend, they are not the same. You pray that they won't be the same when they come out. That's great. But I'm telling you right now that you who organizes the event, when you come out on the other side of that event, you are not going to be the same. And you want to respond to whatever thing you got going on, whether it is projects, old projects, new projects, visions, whatever it is, you want to respond from that new level. You want to embody, right, the leveling up you did and your confidence, your boldness, and your courage. I might have been a little nervous about doing the retreat before because I've never done a retreat. I'm not her. I might have been nervous about whether or not people would show up or if people. I'm not her. No, when I reflect, I'm not her. So now I can respond to the demands that I have that I'm facing right now as a business owner, as a, lead pastor. I can respond to those things differently. I'm showing up with a new level of boldness. I am showing up with a new level of confidence and a new level of courage. But I think that we can miss that when we just kind of skate through the event. The event happens, we do it, we're done, and we're immediately on to the next thing. You have got to slow down and reflect, right, on the new shine that you got, internal shine. I'm not even talking about flexing on people. I'm talking about flexing on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You need to reflect on the new shine that you have, right? So that you can respond to whatever pressing things you have from that new level, from the new mindset, from the space and the mindset of a woman who set out to do something amazing and did something amazing. You feel me? All right. So listen, that is it. I hope that this has blessed you. If this has blessed you, be sure to subscribe to this. Be sure to like this channel. Drop in the comment what you think, what you loved about it. Let me know if you plan on doing a retreat. If you plan on doing a retreat and you have some questions or something, just let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Just drop it in the chat. And I'll respond right there. No problem. I'd love to hear it. And I was going to tell y'all something else. Oh, listen, things are going to be changing because I reflected. And so now I'm responding. I think things are going to be changing for Wednesday nights for this channel, for Bold Faith Community Church. I am going to, I think there was a part of me that was that wanted to create content that worked across all of the audiences, like for the people who watch Amber, and then the people who watch A&O, and then the people who watch Olivia. Like I kind of wanted to create some content that would be attractive to them. And so I was kind of trying to figure that out. I ain't doing that though. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be me. And I'm going to create content for my people. And so my people are women of faith who are interested in becoming bolder, more confident, and courageous. And they want to do that by getting in the word, by hearing lessons and things like this from a woman of faith who really believes that all of her shine is the fruit of her faith and her faith in action. So if that's you, then this is going to be a great channel for you to watch. If it's not you, probably not going to enjoy this channel. Okay. That's cool though. All right. This night is not over. I want you to roll out. Boom, 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 roll out. Dun, dun, roll out. I want you to roll on over to A&O. The jukebox is back. I want you to roll on over to the A&O show as TGIW continues. All right. Love y'all. Later.